What's going on, everyone? My name's Peter and we're back again for another daily video. Today I wanted to answer the question of what do all fat loss diets have in common? Now there's a whole array of diets that are claimed to be fat loss diets, as if by some token they are granted this fat losing property, shall we say. So there's a whole array of these. You've got the keto diet, which is very popular at the moment. That's high fat, moderate, high protein, low carb, extremely low carb, that you're eating foods like eggs, butter, oils, meat, and no carbs at all. And you've got carnivore, which is like an even extreme version of that, which I don't think anyone really recommends. It's where you just eat all meat. Okay, then we've got the vegan, which is the polar opposite, which is what we talked about before, keto, comparing keto and vegan. And vegan is fairly low fat, tends to be high carb and moderate protein, although they can vary depending on what foods you eat, but it does tend to be that when you do eat a diet heavy in fruits and vegetables, which is great, high carb, you've got legumes, high carb, protein, breads, wheat, porridge, those kind of foods. Those tend to be high fat, high carb, should I say, not high fat. And you'd be relying on your fats from things like butters and oils as well. Then we've got Weight Watchers. Everyone's mum loves to do Weight Watchers. That's like a points based system where each food is allocated a certain amount of points, and if you have a goal, number of points for the day, and this is equated to fat loss ideally. Okay, then we have Atkins, which is just a form of keto, and paleo, which is the idea behind paleo is that you should eat the foods that our ancestors ate, which from the natural ground, which is good in theory, like tend to be whole foods, obviously eggs, meat, vegetables, things like that, which are all great, okay, in moderation. So I just give you a whole list of diets there that have claimed to be fat loss diets. And what's the one thing they all have in common? If they are going to be a diet that helps you lose fat, I'm going to say it, they all create a calorie deficit, okay? So no matter what properties they claim to have, whether they claim to put you into ketosis, or I don't even know what the rest of them claim, honestly. Whatever they claim is the reason behind fat loss. It's really not. The real reason is that they help you achieve a calorie deficit, which means they allow you to eat hypocaloric diet. Let me say that properly. They let you eat a hypocaloric diet compared to your individual needs. Okay, so everyone's needs are different, and if you follow these diets, it can help you eat less calories than you need to maintain your current weight. And the idea is, if you follow one of these diets, you will consume less calories, and you will lose weight in the form of fat, hopefully. And you lose fat ideally if you're lifting weights, and you're consuming a high enough amount of protein, and you're sleeping well, and if you do those things, ideally the weight you'll lose will be in the form of fat, which is what we want. No one wants to lose muscle, okay? That makes you look means you're less strong, means you look less defined, and no one wants that, really. So why do people swear by one of these diets? Well, that diet could have worked for them perfectly fine, which I don't doubt, but everyone's needs are different. So you need to find which of these diets or you don't have to follow a particular eating habit. But when these diets work for someone, it's because it has allowed them to control their appetite and thus achieve a calorie deficit. So you need to find what foods allow you to eat in a way that you can achieve a calorie deficit most comfortably. For you, that might mean eating a lot of eating a vegan style. For you, it might be eating ketogenic diet. I don't know. And then, of course, now we've got the rise of if it fits your macros, which is the diet that proclaims that you just eat whatever you want as long as it fits into your macros, and thus it will fit into your calorie allowance, which if it's below your maintenance, you will lose fat. So you just need to find the foods that allow you to consume them and achieve a calorie deficit. So that might mean eating eggs and steak and eggs and broccoli. For some, you might feel really great in that. For some people, you might feel you can control your appetite more on tons of fruit and veg and chicken. I'm just pulling foods out of thin air here, but of course it's recommended that you eat a varied and balanced diet with different colors of fruits and vegetables, different foods, because every food's got different nutritional and vitamin content. So ideally you should eat a varied and balanced diet. But I recommend that you find some foods that you can use as your staples. So it may be eggs, something that you can eat every day. You don't have to think about it. It's highly satiating. It fills you up. It's not that calorie dense, and when you find those foods that agree with you, you feel great on them, and you don't feel hungry after eating them, stick to those foods, and then once you've got those staple foods in your diet that you can go back to every day, every second day, whatever, then from those foods, branch out and try to vary your diet. And when you do this, you'll have a good, healthy diet that will allow you to achieve a calorie deficit in the least effort possible, which will increase your chances of having success and losing the most amount of fat in the long term. So next time someone says to you, this diet is the best for fat loss and all the other ones are rubbish, question them, think logically, and say, well, the only reason that diet works for you is because it helps you achieve a calorie deficit. It's not for any other magic property that you claim it has. So, there's all these diets that claim to lose fat and they've got all this evidence for it. Sure, that would explain that what they're saying is so particularly unique about it isn't actually the main reason why it helps them lose weight. So, I'm rambling on a bit here, but hope you guys got the message. Calorie deficit is number one for fat loss. It's applicable. It's the root cause behind all these different diets. Once you know that, find the foods that work for you. Eat a healthy, balanced diet. And don't overcomplicate it, okay? So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.